Rule number 1, to live an uncommon life, do what most people are unwilling to do. By definition, if you do what every guy does in the bar to try to get a girl, you're not going to get a girl. If you do what every other person does to try to get a raise at their work, you're not going to get a raise. To become the uncommon, do what very few are willing to do. Number 2 is produce instead of consume. The reason I've gotten to where I am now is because all day, when most people consume the news, the media, YouTube, blogs, podcasts, I produce media. Spend your day producing works, producing creative things, producing something new in the world rather than consuming. Number 3, be faith and excitement driven, not fear driven in life. Most of us are driven by fear. We get married not because it's the right person, but because it's the right time, and we're afraid. We get this job because the fear of not being able to pay our rent, rather than the love of, I love this field so much. Be driven by excitement and love, not by fear. Number 4, the perfect time is right now. Remember you said you were going to start learning salsa lessons? Remember you said you were going to work on that introverted trait of not being so comfortable meeting people in public areas? Remember you said you were going to get fit or start the business or write the book? Well, guess what? The perfect time is right now. Rule number 5 is to do what you love with an asterisk on that. When you talk to many highly successful people, you will not hear that they do what they love. But you talk to many other successful people, you will hear they do what they love. The difference is you always want to show up for the 10-hour-a-day job you will have, even if you don't like it, for the next 60 years. You've got to show up to work somewhere. It might as well be doing what you at least enjoy, because then you can focus on being really successful. Rule number 6, or habit number 6, but work your ass off too. There's a lot of people I know that do what they love, but they are lying to themselves because they are not doing the work required to be successful at what they love. It doesn't mean if you do what you love, you're never going to work. You're still going to freaking work. It's just going to be a lot easier to be successful because you'll put in the time required to actually be great. Rule 7, outlast everyone else. For me, building my business, it was very unsexy and uneventful. It took 3 years to quit my day job, to even make a low income to replace it. And many people were like, oh, after 6 months, when are you going to quit your little cheesy blog? When are you going to stop shooting videos on the internet? Well, 5 years later now, I'm the one who's laughing and smiling, and it's just begun. I can't imagine 10 years from now. Sometimes, all you have to do is outlast everyone else. Rule 8 is to be the exception. This goes with Rule 1. If you want the life that only 5% of humanity has, you have to live like them in terms of their habits. So if you want to be the exception in terms of your financial life, what are your friends doing that is giving them average results? How can you save or earn more money in terms of habits they're not doing? If you want an exceptional relationship or marriage, look at the habits of the average or bad marriages or relationships and do the opposite. Study in terms of practical habits and philosophies. What does the average person do? What does the exception do? Rule 9 is let your work speak for itself. Early in my business career, where I didn't have any success to show, I was always eager for my ego to get validated, to say, oh, look what I had done, like this little snotty little type A kid that wanted to get validation from the world. But if you can be so intensely focused on your life improvement and your mission that it doesn't matter if it takes 5 years for the world to see what you've done, or 10 or 20 years, that's great, because you don't have to prove anything, and you'll put your head down and do the damn work to become the best. And when you have that life that everyone envies, you won't have to open your damn mouth. Rule 10, don't try to impress anyone else other than your own soul. Any goal you try to achieve for anything other than your own soul, you will regret, because you're doing it to compensate emotionally for some other core need you have not met in childhood or adulthood. Do not do anything to improve mommy or daddy. Guess what? No matter how much you love them, they're going to be dead one day. Don't do it to improve friends, family, spouse, anything. Do it for yourself. Rule 11, review your goals every single day. Sometimes the simplest things are the things that work the best. And I know for a fact that most of humanity does not have a little piece of paper with the goals they're currently working on and the game plan to get there. If you just do that, you're already ahead of 99% of people. Rule 12, when the wolves come, run against the herd. You know, most people, when adversity comes, when the wolves come and they attack the flock of sheep, all the sheep run. But the sheepdogs, they run towards the danger. The sheepdogs run to protect the herd. So when the wolves come, when adversity comes in your life, look at how other people crumble, and that's the time you have to decide to be brave and make the hard decision. Whether it is taking the extra job, whether it is getting up earlier and feeling cranky, but you have to do it to live a better life, whatever it is, when adversity comes, while the sheep run, you need to be that sheepdog that runs towards the wolves, towards the danger, towards the adversity. Rule 13 is to follow your gut and also follow logic. I'm a big believer and agreeer with Freud, who said that in the small matters of life, follow logic. But in the big matters, like in the choice of a career or calling, and the choice of a life mate or partner, choose following your gut. It doesn't mean that you ignore your logic in these things in life. It means your intuition should have a recognition. I really do feel like this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, this career. I really feel like this person, this is it. I just feel it. There's no, cold feet.